someone asked me if I could do a little driving video of this car. So I'm out here, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna take this around the block. Hopefully it doesn't stall. It had been stalling on highway acceleration when I first got it. So I've been running the fuel system cleaner through it, and I haven't fully run it through. So hopefully I can get it back here, no problem. I'm not going on a major highway. I'm just going to go around the block a few times, see what happens there. So I'm going to try that real quick. Then I had to get in this and go do a few more errands. I got an appointment I got to get to. So nice day, it's 70 degrees out, and one little addition, I found a perfect Pontiac rear driving excitement front plate. No, this is a non-specific year. They had later ones in the 90s that were specific to the year that you're purchasing the car. So this one did not, I think this was the kind that you would have seen back then in the early 80s, not just on a 6000, but you know, it's perfect. It's fits the car and fills up, you know, it's a California car, so it had this front bracket on it, so you know, you want to fill it up with something. And the thing is, like, I was going to get a plate frame, but you really can't on here, and you really can't on the back. It's not set up for, I was going to get the plate frame from the dealership that it was sold new at. However, can't do it. All right, anyway, I'm going to get in here. I'm going to take a quick ride, and let's see. Okay. Once I have the new floor mats for it, I should probably put those in. But anyway, I have the vent on. Let's see what the AC feels like. Okay, it actually feels cool. That's good. So I have the windows, and I was telling you before about the windows. Like, okay, so what does this mean? So this is your front window, and this is your front side. It's just a little weird how you grab it. Like in 86, so my 85 has the same controls. In 86, it moves here, and then this power mirror, if it's so equipped, moved there as well, and it kind of canted towards you. It's a little more ergonomic. So, all right, well, the AC is working. Temperature's about normal. It's idling high, but that is this carburetor on here. It's kind of interesting. So let's take it out for a little spin around the block, shall we? Turn that vent down a little. I want you to not be able to hear my lovely voice. So here we go. So that is Route 30 down there, Lincoln Highway. I grew up on this block. It was my grandparents' and my parents' place. And take it for a ride. Hey, there's my other 6000 STE that I actually am selling to my friend. So I'll show you that on the way back. Okay. Doing 25. It feels a little boggy, to be honest, but I gotta be really honest with you. All my 6000s that are carb cars kind of feel that way. And it's really, I think it's just the nature of the beast. I'm used to fuel injection. I think, you know, you end up 30 some years driving with a car of fuel injection. You end up thinking about that a lot. So, a little area of Jeanette. We
we just crossed into the city of Jeanette. Some houses here. Was a dear friend of mine's house. He's a gentleman who taught me a lot about cars. He was a World War II vet and a very knowledgeable individual and a very kind individual. And it was so nice that, you know, I had the pleasure of growing up in this neighborhood. A lot of neat people. I knew who used to live there and know who lives there now. Well, I know that place, but like all these houses around here, I could tell you who used to live here. And such is getting older. Right up here used to be a giant hospital. We're back on Route 30 up there, and it's all been, it was a 8-story, something story tower hospital. If you go and you Google, here's your YouTube assignment for the evening. Look for Monsour, M-O-N-S-O-U-R Hospital, Jeanette. It was an abandoned hospital, and it was abandoned for years. And it's a very sad story of my hometown. We knew the Monsours, and they're very nice people. But it was kind of a victim of the era that we're in. And the hospital sat abandoned for years and became a very notorious abandoned landmark. And now it's all gone. They're gonna redo the property, and hopefully we're gonna get a nice new whatever there. So as we go through, the AC is working fine in this. It's very good. Temperature's holding pretty well. It's running okay. I don't really. This may sound okay to some of you that that have old cars, but when you get one, you kind of have to learn how to, you know, learn its limits, learn any of its quirks. And if you're going to learn its quirks, hopefully you got a little race course like this through a neighborhood. You're not going fast, but you're going to feel if it cuts out. You're going to feel if it, you know, has any things like that. The only experience I had with this thing was about 40, 45 miles an hour. It was bogging. It was randomly just, you know, pardon my, but that's what this vehicle had shown to me when I was driving it. So then I just pulled over and had it flat bedded here. As you can see, like, this is a normal neighborhood in Western Pennsylvania. All these hills. I mean, you know, I'm right back where I started. I pointed out there's my former neighbor, the World War II vet's house. And but there's hills and dales, and if you live in like San Francisco, something like that, I guess you'd be kind of familiar with this, you know. That's what we deal with in Pittsburgh. So one thing is, if you are a person who regularly drives a manual transmission and you're in Pittsburgh, you're pretty much fearless. You have to be. You have to learn, you know, you have to learn all that stuff. And sorry if my phone keeps going back and forth searching for focus. And I'm a little afraid of really steep hills, just because, you know, like, it's one thing if it's a steep hill and I'm on a road like this, there's no traffic. It's, you know, middle of the day, you know. But if you're on a busy highway, that's something else entirely. Okay, this, if you want the tour of my youth, this was Jeanette Hospital. So Glass City is the nickname for Jeanette. That's the Seneca Club. That's still there. And, you know, but Jeanette was home to two hospitals, Monsour and Jeanette. So they're both gone. This one was in really good shape, and the local hospital group came in and tore it down just to tear it down. I really think it was a great thing because it could have still been useful as a hospital. But anyway, more land able to be developed. And like I said, we're about an hour east of Pittsburgh. Rapidly, this will build. It's only a matter of time. Jeanette was a pretty big industrial place, and then, you know, all the, like most of Western Pennsylvania, all the businesses pulled out in the 80s, and we were left with the remains, and it's a shame. But it's going to come back. I mean, the land's affordable. Pittsburgh's a pretty dynamic place, and hopefully continues to be so. We're a research facility, and all those kind of things. So anyway, I'm going to see what I can do. The idle's back down to a normal pace on here, and okay. Lady didn't have a stop sign. I want to pull out. I appreciate someone being courteous, but anyway. Now you feel that? There you go. Feel that? Okay, well, I'm going to have to restart this. Okay, restarted it. So what I'm going to do, instead of going up that big hill, I'm going to go up this hill. And it's still kind of big, but I can do it at a slower pace. When I start to get to a certain speed with this car, it's just bogging. And so I have not run hardly anything through this car to get it cleaned up. But I think what I'm going to have to do is probably pull the tank and see what happens, because see it, there we go. And now you know why you gotta run these things through, and you know it's something that it's quite interesting that, you know, a car has sat this long, but there's the carburetor, the fuel lines, the tank. Probably have to go through and just kind of play with each one of those, you know, things, and make sure that we're okay there. I don't know otherwise. You know, it's an original car, and I will say that it's something that you don't really want to you know, just take out on a road trip right away. This is going to need some this is going to need a lot more sorting. And like I said, I have about 13 miles on this vehicle since I've owned it. So you're seeing it, you're seeing the walk around, the cleanliness and all that, but mechanically sourcing what's happening with this car is not started yet. So I mean, it kind of started, but that's really the realities of this. So it's not running hot. The volts are fine. The oil pressure is fine. You know, I'd rather run a whole tank of this through. I haven't done it, so I'm probably going to have to dedicate a better part of a day doing this, just running it around through the neighborhood, seeing what I can get with this, plus running the fuel down as much as possible. Then what I'm going to do is flatbed it to a garage and get the fuel tank you know, dropped, the fuel lines replaced, and you know, this is where I'm going to have to kind of see as far as like do a little bit of research, see if I can get access to technical service bulletins, things like that. My fear is that, no, it's really fear. My concern is that this had something that could have been addressed at a dealership, and it never was. There were a lot of bugs or teething issues with these earlier 6000s, 82, 83, 84, the carburetor, and then 85, they went fuel injection. So I want to see exactly what needs to be done as far as, cleaning the carb, adjusting the carb, making sure that everything on this vehicle is what it needs to be. So, and then you kind of go from there, and then you also have to factor in the part that this vehicle has sat for 20 plus years. So that is a real concern. There's a lot of stuff with these, any car that's going to sit like this, not be driven, used around, that you kind of have to undo. So luckily, there's not really anything on this vehicle that you have to kind of go through and say, well, I got to do this, I got to replace this, I got to pop this off and get it rebuilt. That's pretty straightforward. So I'll have to, take this piece out of here and get it. I think the antenna's fine with it. If not, I'll just have to test it and see. But the AC is running. Everything else is fine. Now, the ability to confidently drive this, as you see right there, is not there yet. So that is the work that needs to be done with this. So it will be done. About a month into owning this car. You've seen a lot of videos of it because it's so good looking, it's so interesting. But the reality of a car that has sat this long, it's the blessing and the curse of it. It's so beautiful because it hasn't been driven and exposed. It probably sat in a garage for its entire life, and only covered 37,000 miles in that amount of time. Problem is, only less than 50 have probably been covered in the last 20 years, and that's where we're at right now with this vehicle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this away, and I'm going to I'd be truthful, I'm very much happy that the temperature is where it's at. I was letting it idle the other day in really warm temperature. It was starting to get a little warm, but this one ran around, and it's like 70 degrees so far right now. 69 degrees. So not not ideal, but it's what, from the time I looked at it, I knew that it had some bogging issues with it. So I still haven't done anything other than dump a can of the fuel system cleaner in the tank, and haven't even run it very much. So that's not really sorting. That's just kind of like step one, like turning it on and off as far as going through. So the work with this car is that it's not going to be able to be driven anywhere until get some sourcing, until I can run this reliably around the loop here, where I'm not worrying about being a hazard to other traffic or myself, and then it'll be there. So all of my cars have gone through primarily this issue where you have to sort on some things. You have to see what's going to work, what's not going to work. And with this one, that's it's a drivability issue. So it will get fixed, it'll get addressed, and in the meantime, I can keep it nice and safe in the garage, back it out, and run it a little bit. And then I also have to, I have to make arrangements to get it down to the shop when the shop that it's going to work on. It's already got two of my cars right now. They have my 85 6000, the gold one. It should be done. It's been in there over 4 months, and I get the idea that it is going to be done next week. They were doing some additional things that I had asked for. All the mechanical stuff is done. They're coating the undercarriage, and then they're going to put the new shocks on. Has new exhaust. So it's, the thing is really, it had, you know, new gaskets on the valve covers, new plugs and things like that. And it was a pretty decent running car. Of course, there was a reason why it would stall a lot on starting. And what was funny about that is that it was because they disconnected that little trumpet on here. If you've seen my other video, like the air cleaner, which had that like warm-up solenoid on there, and they got rid of that. So I'm just curious to see if that's probably one of the reasons why it disappeared in the first place. It used to bog like this one, and that thing runs beautifully. So what I'm gonna do is rebuild the carb on it if I have to on this one, and you know, get the fuel system going through. But they're working on this, the gold one. I mean, they're working on my '89 5-speed Camry, doing a few minor little things that I wanted to in preparation for selling it. And you know, once those two are done, then I'll get this down there, and we'll get rolling on this. So thank you for watching, and just make sure that you check out my other videos on here. And kind of a neat way to, more honest way of going through and showing you that cars aren't always perfect when you get them with a, basically like a barn find kind of thing. They're nice, but they're not perfect, because part of the reason they've sat for so long that preserves them also can sometimes make drivability a bit of an issue. So get this back away, get on my way, and I gotta go see about another one of my cars that's being worked on at a different shop in preparation for a trip to Charlotte in a few weeks for the AACA Nationals, the Spring Nationals. So the red Celica will be there, and I will be there. I'm going to be driving that, and I appreciate it. Hey, have a great weekend. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. If you're back again, thank you. If you're new to here, stick around, check out a couple videos walking around on this car. It is as clean as you see. Everything on this is as advertised. And when I said it had bogging issues, now you got a chance to see them. So thank you so much. Have a great day.